Well, I know most of you know Thierry Henry, not so? He's really the biggest club legend at Arsenal as it stands, and I think it will take years to see to it that his legacy is really put down and anyone steps it on to really break his record. Record goal scorer for Arsenal. He is the biggest face ever to play in the Premier League outside the English nationality, because most of the big Premier League celebrated players have always been all about English, hyped, but Thierry Henry changed the image of the Premier League when he came in through at Arsenal from Italian Serie A. And Rowe has gone ahead and obviously hinted onto something very sensitive, that Thierry Henry should convince Kylian Mbappe to join Arsenal, as Kylian Mbappe is the modern Thierry Henry. That's it. If I told you saw Thierry Henry play, there is no difference in between him and Kylian Mbappe. They all play the same. Mbappe's always gonna hate to say to it that I looked at Thierry Henry and that's why I always play like him. The runs, the takeoffs, the way he scores goals, and obviously his pace. They all have something in common. But the only thing that Thierry Henry had that was better was the height. Thierry Henry was a tall man, and Kylian Mbappe looks like he's not all that a tall or a towering lad. Now, you're talking about Fresneda. Looks like Arsenal have gone ahead to really back off this Fresneda deal, and they're trying to obviously see to it that they move on to other right backs. And guess what? Juventus is in for a hijack of this deal, so to either sign Ivan Fresneda to their side. And lastly, we are going to talk about Emile Smith Rowe. He was crowned as he was part of the English under-21 team that beat Spain in the final, to see to it that was crowned there as the winner of the under-21 European Championship down there. And obviously he's celebrating what he has gone ahead to really achieve as his latest achievement. Now, let's start it off with Roy Pala. Roy Pala said Thierry Henry could help persuade Kylian Mbappe to join Arsenal. It's funny you mentioned Thierry Henry whispering in the player's ear, because I live close to Mark Noble and every time I see him, I ask him about Declan Rice. So it looks like Kylian Mbappe and Thierry Henry are close buddies, and it looks like Mark Noble and Declan Rice have been really close buddies. And I remember I showed you that video of Declan Rice and Mark Noble, with the son of Mark Noble trying to train before he obviously went for the medical for Arsenal. So it shows you that, as you saw Mark Noble, a legend who really retired from West Ham, close to Declan Rice, who has just gone ahead to join Arsenal. It's the same thing with Kylian Mbappe and Thierry Henry. It just needs a whisper to the ear of Kylian Mbappe from Thierry Henry to say to it that Mbappe joins Arsenal. So he went ahead and really said, I'm sure Thierry Henry could play a role if there was genuine interest from both Arsenal and Mbappe. We all know that rumors can be a bit silly, but how exciting would that be if Arsenal could bring a player like Mbappe in? We love the rumors and the gossip. It's a big part of football. Now, he has gone ahead and told us about the gossip, the rumors, right? And are they genuine? That is the big question. But he's hinting on how Thierry Henry could play a very huge role if there was genuine interest in signing Kylian Mbappe. Now, Kylian Mbappe, his idol is Thierry Henry. He looked up to him on very many occasions when he was playing the ball, and you obviously see to it that there are traits of Thierry Henry in the game of Kylian Mbappe. But when you look at Kylian Mbappe, his departure from PSG is not far away from today. So where is he going to be playing at? As PSG are planning to depart ways with Kylian Mbappe, you can't rule it out that they want to sell him expensively, but no club is willing to offer them 250 million euros. And as it stands, all clubs might really back out of the deal and say, we're not going to sign Kylian Mbappe, and obviously PSG will have to lose Kylian Mbappe on a free or sell him on a cheap, to either Real Madrid, Arsenal, Manchester United, Barcelona, name it, And why is it Kylian Mbappe? Why is it Thierry Henry that Roy Pala has gone ahead to really hint about? Let me take you to the club that I support, Manchester United had one of the best left backs in the world by then. That was Patrice Evra. Now, Patrice Evra, in the summer of 2020, he came out and really issued a very huge statement as far as the importance of these club legends are concerned in signing players. Now, he talked about what Ferguson told him about Rafael Varane. United had gone ahead to agree everything with Rafael Varane. They had met his parents, and by that time Rafael Varane was 18. And they're going to sign him from Monaco. Personal terms had been agreed, and United had gone ahead to agree a deal with Monaco. Guess what happened? Zinedine Zidane, acting by the time as a Real Madrid ambassador, came in through, sat with Rafael Varane and told him, we are going to Real Madrid. Because Zidane was a club legend of Real Madrid. He was French in nationality. He convinced Varane to join Real Madrid at the age of 18, 19. You understand? So that is the power. That is the power of how club legends can really help intervene. So, and very many clubs have gone ahead to use this. To see to it that they convince players to come in through. And Arsenal should really try to trigger this through Thierry Henry. To see to it that Thierry Henry comes in through and obviously talks to Kylian Mbappe. If at all Arsenal has genuine interest in Kylian Mbappe, then Thierry Henry has a part to play. You might like it or not, but Thierry Henry can convince Kylian Mbappe to join Arsenal. And obviously, he will tell him lots of things, that you are coming to Arsenal, you're going to be the star boy, you are playing in the biggest league in the world. Arsenal was just a Kylian Mbappe away from really winning the trophy last season. Who doubts that? Who doubts that? Arsenal were just 10 goals away from really winning the league. Let me bring you those 10 goals. If Arsenal scored 4 at Emirates against Man City, City would have gone ahead to get 0 points. Arsenal would have gone ahead to get 3 points, meaning that City would have had 86 points, Arsenal would have had 87. Only that win would have gone ahead to give Arsenal the trophy, according to how the results really went down. Now, if they had Mbappe in the team, would have been a different game of football altogether. You saw what he did at the World Cup finale, single-handedly winning, trying to win, or postponing the game to the extra time because of his hat-trick. And trust me, Mbappe doesn't need a lot to really sweep past that defense of Man City. The build-up of Arsenal was really perfect, and what they lacked was some chemistry. Look at the chances that Eddie Nketiah really got in that game. They are really huge, and he couldn't really execute them in the back of the net. Mbappe would have gone ahead to do the needful. If Arsenal had Mbappe in the game of Brentford that they drew 1-1 at Emirates, that game would have ended in favor. And very many examples, I have very many games that Arsenal went ahead to lose, you know, especially to Brighton and so on and so forth, that if at all they had Mbappe, they would have gone ahead to do the needful. And guess what? He will also tell him that, look at this club, it is now acting like a big club. They've bought Declan Rice, £105 million. You are going to be having more creative forces through Odegaard and Kai Havertz. They've just signed a £6-7 million. And there is Julian Timber coming in through to play into the central defense and right back. And now you are the only missing piece into that jigsaw to see to it that Arsenal goes ahead to lift trophies. And I think if the interest is genuine, and it's there as Roy Pala has gone ahead to quote, then Thierry Henry can get the job. So that is it coming in from the side of Arsenal legend Roy Pala, who was part of the Invisible team. I really liked him a lot because he used to play off the right attacking side of the midfield as a right wing at Arsenal. He used to tussle it out with Frederick Ljungberg, but he was really a very good player. Not all that talented or flamboyant, but he was an efficient player for that time, and obviously Arsene Wenger loved him a lot, and that is the legend saying that Thierry Henry could convince Kylian Mbappe to join Arsenal. So your thoughts on to Henry to convince Kylian Mbappe to join Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below. And do you think Thierry Henry can convince Kylian Mbappe to join Arsenal? Yes or no? So leaving that at that, let's go to this other gentleman, teenager, who plays for Valladolid, whose team was really relegated, and Arsenal has always been picking interest in the player. That is that is Ivan Fresneda. And we've been told Juventus have turned their attentions back to Fresneda. The relationship between Juventus and Valladolid is good, and the Spanish club are open to selling the player for 15 million euros to Juve, with a sell-on clause included in the deal. The Bianconeri are now weighing up a move for the player. Now, is Arsenal still interested in Ivan Fresneda? That is the big question. I think they've already pulled out. Why? With what they went ahead to really achieve last season, Mikel Arteta now wants big boys. The coming in of Julian Timber always closes down the interest in Fresneda, and I think this is not going to be a hijack because Arsenal are off this deal. And it shows you how a chance knocks once at every man is due. I believe the entourage of Ivan Fresneda are really blaming themselves, because they would have gone ahead to really let this deal happen in the January transfer window. That is it. But they said they would wait and see what happens in the summer, and obviously they found themselves really not getting Arsenal. But Borussia Dortmund, Juventus are knocking onto the door to see it that they sign the player. But never say never in transfers. Arsenal can make a U-turn to go in for Ivan Fresneda, as it looks like they are in for a right back. They either want Frimpong, João Cancelo, and you never know whether they can come in for Ivan Fresneda, but he's a very good talented right back that Juventus are really interested in. And for Valladolid, if at all they sold in January, they would have gone ahead to get so much money, because right now they can only get like 10 million pounds from the player, because they are relegated and they cannot keep that talent with them. Borussia Dortmund is waiting on, Juventus is in. Now a bidding war is anticipated to say to it that it's the only way out left by the Valladolid side to say to it that they really get some good money out of the player, but they can also pull what we call a resale clause, because the remaining two teams that are interested in Ivan Fresneda are selling teams. If Fresneda goes at either Borussia Dortmund and Juventus and thrives, they can sell him expensively for like 60 or 70 million euros. If at all they put there a sell back 20%, they can get close to some other 12 or 15 million euros from the sale of the player. So as it stands, it's all about the Arsenal size getting out of this deal, but we are not really coming here to really confirm to you that Arsenal is 100% out, because in transfers everything is possible, and we would like to let you know that you cannot say never in the transfers. Now let's go to Emily Smith Rowe. The Arsenal website have gone ahead to put up a very huge article for the English international, and let me try to obviously put up this photo of Smith Rowe as he got hold of this trophy that he won yesterday. And there you go, that is Emily Smith Rowe onto your screen as he lifts up what we call the trophy of the under 21. And the website wrote, Emily Smith Rowe started the European Under 21 Championship finale against Spain as England won the tournament for the first time since 1984. That is a milestone, by the way, because they last won a major tournament as a senior team 1986 as they lifted the World Cup. Now they had won the Under 21 Championship in 1984. Now Cole Palmer's free kick, you know he plays for Man City, struck the back of Cat Jones, and the deflection evaded the Spanish goalkeeper Tenas to give the Young Lions the lead in the first half. Tensions were high after opening goal as England assistant coach Ashley Cole and one of the Spanish coach staff were both shown red cards as things got heated on the sidelines. Emily Smith Rowe was substituted on the 66th minute mark, being replaced by Noni Madueke, with Lee Castley's side still leading 1-0 over 20 minutes remaining onto the clock. In the final minute of the injury time in the match, Spain were awarded a penalty, but James Trafford made an incredible double save to secure the trophy. Trafford's heroics mean the Young Lions didn't concede a single goal throughout the entire tournament, and Emily Smith Rowe more than played his part during the competition, scoring in the group stage wins over Czech Republic and Israel, and featuring in both the quarterfinal and the final success. And remember, he put up what we call an assist in the semi-final. So Emile Smith-Rowe has gone ahead to achieve this, and as I told you that if there is one thing that Mikel Arteta has always wanted to see happen to this young team of his, is the team to win trophies. That is it, and they've went ahead to achieve it, and Emile Smith-Rowe is coming in at Arsenal as a winner, joining the likes of Julian Timber coming in as winners at Arsenal. Kai Havertz another winner, and Declan Rice is the newly decorated winner on the European scene after lifting the UEFA Conference League for the club of West Ham, where he's leaving to come in and join Arsenal. So that is Emile Smith-Rowe for you, and I think he's going to rest for like some 2, 3, 4 days, and he's going to join Arsenal when they return from Nuremberg. I don't expect him to go to Nuremberg directly because Arsenal is flying out today to Nuremberg, but he's going to find himself in a position of obviously flying with Arsenal to America, and what a way to get all those minutes in. And I think he's now ready. He's now ready, and Mikel Arteta is ready to have him back at the club of Arsenal. Your thoughts on to Henry to convince Kylian Mbappe to join Arsenal are welcome in the comment section below. What do you make about Fresneda? Do you think Arsenal should go back for him, or he's going to either Juventus or Borussia Dortmund? And lastly, congratulations to Emile Smith-Rowe. And what do you think this win has, and what impact do you think this win has for Arsenal as far as him? He has gone as far as him lifting what we call the Under-21 Championship title. I sign out for now. See you later. I cover you all with the precious blood of Jesus.